Action! We gangsters over here, man! We gangsters! What's up, homies and homiettes? On today's YouTube video, we will be talking about 20 mistakes that happen in movies that you never noticed. I just can't believe the directors of these movies and TV shows actually kept this footage. And it had to go through the producer, it had to go through the editor, it had to go through screening, it had to go through a lot of stuff for it to get released. But it still got released. Anyway, before we get it started, intro! How you like that intro, man? Let's get it started. First thing, we'll talk about the Willy Wonka. Not the second one, the first one that ever came out. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but when the Candyman is opening the box over here, he hits this little girl in the face. Look at the bottom right. Why would you keep this footage, bro? You're cancelled. Whoever did this, director cancelled. Next, we have Zootopia. I never seen it. I don't know what the hell. I don't watch animations and cartoons. It's for little kids. I'm sorry if I'm throwing shade at you. I'd rather watch real movies, real cinema, or read comic books. Anyway, Zootopia. You can clearly see that the time here is 8:40 p.m. And then just a couple seconds later, she puts her phone down, and if you can catch it, the time automatically changes to 9:44 p.m. And that's a problem because it's not made in real life. This is an animation, so like you had to put it down. So I don't know if they use an old animation and then they put it in. I don't know. Next, Big Hero 6 that came out in 2014. When Hiro is meeting Professor Callaghan's shirt is nice and it's blue. But once he reaches out his hand, his sleeve becomes automatically red and then goes back to blue. Again, this is an animation mistake. This is not someone who is filming it. How stupid of an animator do you have to be to do this? There's this movie called Soul Surfer where there's a shark involved and he's eating people's hands off. Anyway, there's this girl, her hand was basically bitten off, okay? And in one of the scenes, you can clearly see that they put the green tape on it because that's how they edit the hand out. Why would you do this kind of mistake and ruin the whole movie? I will never watch this movie because of this mistake. Next, American Sniper. I remember watching this movie personally. And let me tell you something. Obviously, we can all tell that this is a doll. It's not a real baby. And the worst part about it is at some point in the scene, he uses his thumb to move her hand. Bruh, we know it's a doll, bro. Next, we all know this. If you don't know this, I'm still gonna show it to you. The coffee cup in Game of Thrones. Literally, straight from Starbucks to the table. Let me tell you something. That show was amazing. It was one of the best shows ever created. Until season 7 and 8. It just became bullshit. Crap. They didn't care about how they're doing anything. They just wanted to do it so quickly just so the writers could go and write on this new Star Wars that also was so disgustingly bad, and they fell off of as directors and as writers. And that's what you get for taking a show that's so amazing and put it in the garbage like that. Next, another mistake in Game of Thrones, also in between season 7 and 8. There's literally a plastic water bottle in the scene. Like, bruh, I don't know when this is set, but if people are getting dressed like that and still riding horses, there's no plastic water bottles. This is actually hilarious. In Star Wars A New Hope, you can see one of the clone guys hits his head while he's walking. And it keeps going. And people were like, you know what, just keep that. Even though you know the clones are supposed to be like these guys who are like so scary. In Pulp Fiction, you can obviously tell in this one scene that they had to redo it over and over and over again. Anyway, you can see bullet holes in the walls just as soon as they arrive, which is not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be there after they left. Okay, in Harry Potter, listen, all you hear about Harry Potter is that he has his mother's eyes, especially with Snape. Snape keeps saying, like in his head, like he has his mother's eyes and Snape was in love with his mother and all of that. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. But there's a scene of Lily Potter as a child when she's playing around with Snape. Listen, her eyes are brown. Harry Potter is clearly blue-eyed, right? Daniel Radcliffe is blue-eyed. Yeah, how could you make such a mistake? You couldn't just find a little actress that had green eyes or give her like lenses or something? In every TV show, like Friends, there's always a stand-ins. Stand-ins are people who basically from the back or from the side look like the actor or the actress and they stand in instead of them so that the other actor could do their thing. And there's a lot of brief moments where you can actually see the stand-ins in the same scene. So right here you can see Courtney Cox's stand-in is right behind her. In The Simpsons, I don't know how they made this mistake. This is just insane. The episode where it says, and Maggie makes 3 or something, alright? You can see in the living room here, Marge is basically pregnant with Maggie, the child. And she's telling Homer, I'm pregnant with Maggie. But guess what? Look at the walls. There's a picture of Maggie already there. So she got born and then she got unborn and now she's born again? Huh? This is one of the funniest thing I've ever seen in Quantum Solace, the James Bond movie. You can see that person behind James Bond here. He's literally sweeping the air. He's such a bad extra that he couldn't even put the brush on the floor and do it properly. And then the people who edited this movie and made it just kept it. In Stranger Things, there's a Demogorgon piece, right? So Stranger Things is taking place, what, before 1983. But in Dungeons and Dragons, the actual board game, this piece was not released till 1984. So if you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan and you really notice this fact, this whole show could just get ruined for you. In Breaking Bad, I'm sure we've all watched it. It's one of the best TV shows I've ever seen in my life. There's a mention there of Osama bin Laden when Jack Weckler is telling his son Todd about Osama bin Laden's death. But at the same time, this was 2007 when the show was taking place, not in real time. But Osama bin Laden didn't die till 2011. So it kind of really ruins Mike's accomplishments, no? And the Fast and Furious, I don't know if you've seen, remember the first one, there's Tran, that guy. He's wearing a black t-shirt, and then all of a sudden in the next scene, he's wearing a tank top. Yeah, I don't know if he has a wardrobe in his trunk, he's tripping out, but this is a mistake for sure, 100%. Okay, in Big Bang Theory, Penny refers to her father in the beginning of the series as Bob, that his name is Bob.
My mom could have just said, Bob, get over it, she's a girl, move on.
But later throughout the show, when her father actually starts appearing, his name is Wyatt. So, inconsistency, Habibi, you're tripping out. Also in Big Bang Theory, Leonard mentions that he cannot drink because he gets migraines. Yet he's literally drinking wine every other episode. In Bad Boys, the film, you can literally see the camera guy sitting there and filming it. How could you keep this scene, bro? Have you seen Braveheart? What a good movie. But I even caught this when I saw it. In one of the scenes, for a split moment, you can literally see a white car, a white van. This is a really long time. There was no cars. I don't think there was even carriages back then. What a mistake, bro. Anyway guys, this YouTube video is coming to an end. I hope you really enjoyed it. Let me know how you felt about it in the comments. Like, and don't forget to subscribe and press the ring button so every time I post you can find out. And always remember, I'm trying to put smiles on your faces, not pains in your hearts. Peace and love, Habibi. Bye bye.
Try your luck, test me and again we let it